ay man fan laa jëm tey la ilaha illallah ay la ilaha illallah ay man lay tey dama yàlla doon xaar Aziz ba li nga mel defal li ma wax Aziz pareegu ma yow ka ñu la mënumaa téye sama bopp ma ne naa ñëw seet si la ma sol samay daal la ñëw laajte la ñu ne
mu ne fu Seuy mën ko fii ci ginnaaw ku ñuy wax tayul saway jëkkëram
gannaaw boobu moom dafay liggéeyi na dem liggéeyi bu weekend bi mu togg
waay dama bëgg xam nu muy demee boobu ba léegi nag dégg ma nga wax benn yoon waxi togg
ay bi waxtaan naa ci soxna Zeyna ba noppi
mu rafet ma estati ko commentaire yi gauche ak droite
yow ñàkk nga fayda yow teet yow ñàkk nga fayda de
am naa fit lool waaye Mariama nag yaa ma ëpp fit xuma la dara man tey bi ma yeewoo gis la nga xëy si doo ci
gëmu Mariama nekk fi dem na liggéey
gis nga ni nag Mariama yaa bon Mariama yow ñu war laa muuruñu la mënumaa téye sama bopp ma ne naa ñëw seet si la
Hello Senegalese family, welcome back to Episode Valley. Today we are diving into ultimate preview and theory breakdown for Takkema Season 1 Episode 13. To give this episode the deep analysis it deserves, we are breaking everything down step by step. In this part, we will revisit the aftermath of Episode 12 and explore the first major conflict that appears to be taking over the story. The growing war between modern ambition and traditional expectations. For a long time, Takkema has revolved around one powerful question. Is marriage a choice or is it simply a matter of luck? Episode 12 left viewers floating in a wave of happiness and romance. The engagement ring, the smiles, the promises of a dream honeymoon. Everything seems to suggest that Mariama had finally found her perfect match. For once, it looked like she had beaten the system. She had found a man who respected her independence and celebrated her success. But if there is one thing Evenprod has taught us, it's that peace never lasts for long. The official trailer for episode 13 immediately changes the atmosphere. The romance fades away and is replaced by the harsh reality of family politics. Suddenly, the engagement ring is no longer just a symbol of love. It becomes a contract, and the extended family is ready to examine every detail of it. This episode looks like a major turning point for the entire season. The invisible lines of traditions are beginning to close around Mariama's life, and the pressure is only getting stronger. Before we jump into our prediction, let's quickly revisit where episode 12 left us. The first major question surrounds the fiancé's sudden departure. Immediately after the proposal, he announces an urgent business trip abroad. The timing feels suspicious. Why leave now? Why the rush? What exactly is so urgent? Then there is Aziz. His mysterious spoon conversations continues to raise questions. The trailer suggests that powerful moves are happening behind the scenes, and Aziz may know much more than he is willing to reveal. But the biggest development comes from somewhere else entirely. As soon as she enters the picture, the focus shifts away from romance and straight into family expectations. And this is where the real battles begins. One of the most explosive moments in the trailer happens when Mariama's future mother-in-law arrives at the house and discovers that Mariama is not there. Instead, she is at work. The revelation immediately sparks criticism and concerns amongst the elders. Then comes a line that may define the entire episode. An elder says, "Since she works during the week, she should at least remain home and be present during weekends." At first glance, this might sound like a simple opinion, but we believe it's much bigger than that. This is not misunderstanding. This is ideological battle. A battle over who controls Mariama's time, her priorities, and ultimately her future. Our first prediction is what we call the weekend trap. We believe the mother-in-law's visit was not accidental. It was a test, a way of measuring how available and obedient Mariama will be once she becomes part of the family. The second prediction involves the fiancé himself. If he remains absent during the conflict or refuses to take clear position, Mariama could find herself completely isolated. And if he chooses family peace over defending her independence, the image of the progressive partner we have seen so far could begin to crack. Our third prediction concerns Mariama's career. Mariama is ambitious. She thrives in the corporate world and takes pride in her professional success. But balancing demanding office responsibilities with increasing family expectations may become impossible. The pressure is building from every direction. Sooner or later, something will have to give. And we believe episode 13 could deliver a powerful confrontation where Mariama finally refuses to play the role everyone expects from her. If that happens, the conflict could explode long before the wedding ever takes place, and that could completely change the future of this relationship. So what do you think? Is Mariama about to face biggest challenge of her life? Will her fiancé stand by her side, or will tradition prove stronger than love? Let us know your prediction in the comments. Now let's turn our attention to one of the biggest mysteries in the trailer, the fiancé's sudden trip abroad. At first, his explanation sounds reasonable. He claims he only needs to settle 2 or 3 things overseas so that he and Mariama can enjoy peaceful honeymoon afterward. But the more we examine the situation, the less convincing that explanation becomes. Episode 12 moved from romance to panic almost instantly. One moment we were watching a beautiful engagement. The next moment bags were being packed and urgent travel plans were being made. The shift felt too abrupt, too rushed, and far too suspicious. If you followed Evenprod's storytelling for long enough, you know that sudden departure are rarely as innocent as they appear. There is usually a deeper problem hiding beneath the surface, and that brings us to Aziz. We need to pay close attention to the growing network of phone calls and secret conversations surrounding him. Aziz is not the type of character who makes casual appearance. Whenever he becomes involved, there is usually leverage, pressure, or a hidden agenda at play. That's why the timing of this trip raises so many questions. The atmosphere around the engagement is becoming increasingly tense, and suddenly the fiancés decided to leave this country. Coincidence? Maybe. But we think there may be more to the story. Our first theory is what we call the financial red line. The upcoming marriage could be exposing problems inside his business affairs. Perhaps there are financial disputes, perhaps there are debts, perhaps someone is threatening legal action. If that's the case, a sudden week-long business trip could provide the perfect opportunity to resolve issues behind closed doors before the wedding takes place. In this scenario, the trip is not about business growth, it's about damage control. It's about putting out fires before everyone discovers they exist. But there is another theory that may be even more dramatic, the family shadow theory. In many Senegalese dramas, a secretive trip just before a major wedding often points towards unfinished personal business, an old relationship, and hidden family connection, a secret that refuses to stay buried. Could there be someone abroad who still has a claim on his life? A farmer wife, a child, an unresolved family obligation? And could Aziz be connected to that secret? If someone is holding leverage over him, this trip may be a desperate attempt to silence a growing threat before the marriage becomes official. Whether the problem is financial, personal, or something else, one thing feels certain. The timing of this trip is too suspicious to ignore. Now let's shift our attention away from the main household and move into another major storyline developing in the trailer, the mystery surrounding Sinabo. While Mariama battles growing pressure from her future in-laws, Sinabo appears to be fighting for a completely different kind of war, the war of public opinion. In Takkema, the neighborhood is much more than a backdrop. It acts almost like another character, a character that watches, listens, judges, and spreads information faster than anyone else. The trailer shows neighbors whispering, questioning, and carefully monitoring Sinabo's movements. One question keeps coming up again and again: who is her husband? And who is funding her lifestyle? The curiosity is turning into an investigation, and the pressure is beginning to build. Our first prediction is what we call the phantom spouse theory. Sinabo has managed to maintain her reputation for a long time, but the absence of a visible husband creates suspicion. People are beginning to wonder whether there is something she is hiding. If a marriage remains completely secret, it often suggests a larger story behind it. Perhaps an unsanctioned relationship, perhaps a powerful married man, or perhaps a secret arrangement that could shock the entire community. The second prediction is even more serious: a public exposure. The trailer suggests that neighborhood gossip may soon move beyond whispers and become direct confrontation. And if Sinabo's secrets is finally revealed, the consequences could be enormous. Her reputation could suffer, her family could become targets of public criticism, and the social standing she has worked so hard to maintain could begin to collapse. What's fascinating is how this storyline mirrors Mariama's situation. Mariama's relationship is public but filled with hidden problems. Sinabo's relationship is hidden while the public desperately searches for answers. Two completely different paths. Yet both women may be heading toward the same destination, a major personal crisis. And that's exactly what makes episode 13 feel so important. Every secret is getting closer to the surface. Every rumor is becoming more dangerous, and every character seems to be running out of places to hide. So, what do you think? Is the fiancé hiding a financial crisis? Could Aziz be connected to a much bigger secret? And will the neighborhood finally uncover the truth about Sinabo's mysterious husband? Let us know your predictions in the comments. Episode 13 is being built like a pressure cooker. Every storyline is moving toward a breaking point. And if Evenprod follows its usual storyline formula, the tension will only continue to rise from beginning to end. The episode will likely begin with temporary sense of calm. For a brief moment, everything may appear under control. The engagement is still intact. The wedding plans are moving forward, and the future seems secure. But that peace won't last. As soon as the fiancé's boards his flight and leaves Dakar, the balance of power changes completely. The shield protecting Mariama disappears, and that opens the door for a new conflict. The middle portion of the episode will likely belong to the people enforcing tradition, the mothers, the elders, the neighbors, the voices that believes they know exactly how a woman should live her life. While the men are absent, these forces could slowly dismantle and peace inside both households. Every conversation becomes a test, every visit becomes an inspection, and every decision becomes a source of criticism. Then comes the moment that has everyone talking, the final shot of the trailer, the final close-up of Mariama. Without question, this is the most important scene shown in the preview. At first, she looks tired, but then something changes. Her expression shifts completely. Her exhaustion disappears and is replaced by shock, pure shock. The kind of shock that leaves a person speechless. The question is simple: what did she hear? What could possibly cause such a dramatic reaction? Our first theory is airport interception theory. Perhaps the shocking news has nothing to do with her home at all. Perhaps it concerns with fiancé's trip. What if she receives a call revealing that he never boarded the flight he claimed he was taking? Or even worse, what if he was stopped before departure because of a legal or financial problem? If that's the case, the entire story surrounding the business trip could begin unravel. Our second theory is the secret marriage theory. Imagine this. In the middle of her growing conflict with her future in-laws, someone arrives unexpectedly. A visitor, a document, a revelation from the past. What if the evidence appears showing that another marriage already exists? If a hidden traditional marriage agreement or undisclosed relationship suddenly comes to light, it could completely destroy Mariama's trust and change everything she believes about her future husband. Our third theory is corporate ultimatum theory. This may be where Mariama's professional life finally collides with her personal life. The pressure from family expectation continues to grow. The distraction become impossible to ignore, and eventually her workplace may demand answer. If Mariama is forced to choose between protecting her career and protecting her relationship, she may discover that maintaining both is no longer possible. What the truth may be, one thing feels certain. The final reaction shot was included in the trailer for a reason, and it is almost certainly connected to the episode's biggest revelation. Now, before episode 13 airs, here is our ultimate viewer checklist. These are the details you should watch carefully throughout the episode. First, pay attention to the mother-in-law's behavior. Does she enter the home as a visitor, or does she immediately begin inspecting everything around her? Watch how she reacts to discussions about Mariama's career and professional responsibilities. Second, keep close eye on every phone call, every vibration, every message notification. The phones may reveal information long before the character do. Pay special attention to any connection involving Aziz and Fiancé. Third, watch the neighborhood gossip network carefully. Who is spreading the rumors about Sinabo? Who benefits from exposing her secret? Finding the source of the gossip may reveal a hidden agenda that nobody sees coming. And finally, listen carefully to very last line spoken before the episode ends. Evenprod often hides major clues inside the final movements. That last sentence could determine the direction of the entire second half of the season. At the end of the day, episode 13 is no longer feels like a love story. It feels like a survival story. The engagement is only the beginning. The real battle is about trust, freedom, reputation, and the difficult choices every character will be forced to make. For the first time this season, the question at the heart of Takkema may finally receive its answer. Is marriage truly a choice, or is it simply a matter of luck? We will soon find out. Thank you for joining us for this complete Takkema episode 13 deep dive preview series. Drop your predictions in the comments below. Grab your popcorn, get ready for the drama, and we will see you after the episode for the full review and breakdown. Until next time, this is Episode Valley signing off.